Hello everyone. In the present demo I am going to show you how to configure managed servers for Oracle WebLogic Server. I have a domain with name ASKM_domain. So I am in the directory, I am in the ASKM_domain, and I have the configuration scripts which I can use to start a domain. So let me start WebLogic Server for my ASKM_domain. So I am starting the WebLogic Server domain. So the administration server is the central point from where you configure and manage all resources in the domain. Usually you configure a domain to include additional WebLogic server instances called managed servers. So managed servers host business applications, application components, web services and their associated resources, and the administration server is used for configuration and management purposes only. The administration server operates as the central control entity for the configuration of an entire domain. In each domain, one WebLogic server instance acts as the administration server. The server instance which configures, manages and monitors all other server instances and resources in the domain. So each administration server manages one domain only. A managed server is an Oracle WebLogic server instance that retrieves its configuration data from the domain administration server. So there can be multiple managed servers in a domain, but only one administration server. So now I am starting the administration server. Using this administration server, I can manage the all managed servers and all configurations of the domain with name ASKM_domain. Now the administration server is started. So let me access the administration server and I will show you how to configure the managed servers using the administration server. So now I am in ASKM_domain. So this is my domain name. So under this domain I am going to manage my managed servers. I am going to configure my managed servers in this domain. So there are different ways to go to the managed servers configuration. So I am showing you the each way how to configure a managed server in a WebLogic server domain. So let me go back and give you the navigation. So in the domain configurations I am clicking on the servers. It will take me to the page where I have all the server details listed. So I am having admin server as the admin server, and I have two more managed servers, which is ASKM_MS1 and ASKM_MS2. So right now I have only administration server running so that I am able to access this control. Now I want to configure ASKM_MS1, which is my managed server. So I am clicking on it. If you see, the license port for managed server MS1 is 7003. Now I am into settings for ASKM_MS1. This is my managed server. So this managed server is already created. So I am going to configure something for this managed server. So before configuring this managed server, I want to show you one more button here. So if you see this one, this is lock and edit. If you want to use the administration console to make configuration changes, you must first click the lock and edit button in the change center. So when you click the lock and edit, you obtain a lock on the editable collections of the configuration ambience for all servers in the domain. that means the edit tree. So as you make the configuration changes using the administration console, you click save. You click save on the appropriate pages. So this does not cause the changes to take effect immediately. Instead, when you click save, you are saving the changes to the edit tree and to the and to the config.xml file. It is not actually saving. You are saving some changes to the config.xml, and these changes take effect when you click activate changes in the change center. At that point, the configuration changes are distributed to each of the servers in the domain. So till that point, the configuration changes are not actually saved, and these are saved in config.xml. The location of this config.xml is in the domain configuration. There is one more subdirectory pending. Under this pending, you will find the config.xml. If the changes are acceptable to each of the servers, then they take effect. If any of the server cannot accept a change, then all of the changes are rolled back from all of the servers in the domain. You cannot partially save a changes made. So the changes are left in pending state. You can then either edit the pending changes to resolve the problem, or revert the pending changes. So this is this is the importance of the lock and edit button. Now I'm clicking the lock and edit button so that I'm getting the lock on the configuration. Now I'm choosing this SSL listen port. I'm changing the listen port to 7004. Now I'm saving these changes. See, settings updated successfully. Now I want to change the management server to using a different navigation. Earlier I went to home page, and from the home page I changed the configuration of the manage server 1. Now going to the ASCM navigation, here I find the server. I am clicking on. So now I am able to access the management server 2. So this is ASKM_MS2, and the port it is using is 7005. Now I am clicking on it. Now these are the configuration details. I am choosing SSL listen port. I am changing it to let's say 7006, and I am saving it. Settings updated successfully. Now I changed the configuration for the existing management server, but I can also create new managed servers using the same navigation. Let me show you how to create the management server. So here you will find the new. So the server name I'm going to give is ASKM_MS3. MS3 is already there, so I'm giving MS3. So the server listener port is I'm giving 7007. So I'm keeping, no, this is a standalone server. I have not created any cluster, so I'm not creating this management server to any cluster. So I'm clicking finish. So server created successfully. Let me see the value. See, this is ASKM_MS3. So I can now configure all the configurable details for this ASKM_MS3, which is my management server 3. So let me also change the SSL configuration for management server 3. So the SSL listen port I am saving it to 7008. I am saving the configuration details. Now settings updated successfully. Now coming to here, change center, I'm not directly clicking on activate changes. I'm just checking here. I'm just clicking on view changes and restarts. If you carefully observe this table, it is giving me different values here. It gives me all the details, what are the different configuration details that are changed for the management server. From the point when I click lock and edit, So these are all the configuration changes I have made to the management servers. So if you observe this column restart required, so none of these columns are updated anything. All these columns are null. That means if you are doing any configuration changes in any domain, if that particular change requires to restart the manage server, the admin server, it gives you an indication that you need to restart the server. So after restarting only these changes will be effective. But as none of these columns are updated and all these columns are null, you need not restart the admin server, and all these values are effective immediately. Now I am clicking on activate changes. So all changes have been activated, no restarts are necessary. So this is the way how we can configure and add management servers to a WebLogic server. So this ends this session. Thank you for watching this demo. Give me your comments and feedback on this session.